Hey guys, what's up? iBubba's coming at you today with another D2 video. This is going to be a video about a mod that I'm going to play. I'm going to try out. I've played the older version of this a little bit, but I decided to go ahead and try out the newer version. It's Perfect Drop Mod is the name of the mod. And I wanted to make this video first to just show you guys like what Perfect Drop Mod is, how to install it, stuff like this. Now, I'm not going to go too in-depth on installation. I'm just going to tell you the basics. If you have absolutely no idea what you're doing, get help from somebody. I take no responsibility if you mess all your stuff up. So, just be careful what you're doing. So the first thing you need to do to install Perfect Drop Mod is I recommend installing a new copy of Diablo 2. Right, so you can see here's all the copies of D2 that I currently have installed on my computer. These two are my main two copies of Diablo 2 that I use to play on Battle.net. Right, I don't put any mods, anything on them, even though you probably could as long as you deleted the mods and stuff before you went back to playing on Battle.net. But I would recommend installing a fresh copy to play this. Or completely deleting D2, starting from scratch, and then when you're ready to play on Battle.net again, delete everything and install Diablo 2 again, just to make sure, just for safety, because you don't want to mess up your online accounts or anything. This shouldn't do that. This mod shouldn't mess with any of your online stuff. I'm just paranoid and don't want any of my stuff messed up. Plus, I like everything being in its own separate place. So first thing you want to do, I'm going to go over the main version of Perfect Drop Mod, or the newer one, which is 1.07b, and it works with Diablo 1.14b, which is the current version you get from the actual Diablo, or the actual Battle.net website. The older version, this is actually the older version of Perfect Drop Mod that I have installed currently. It's works with 1.13c, I think, and it uses Pluggy. The new version Pluggy does not work with, because I don't think Pluggy works with Diablo 1.14 at all. But this is an old version. I do have some characters. I'll show you a little bit on that later. And I am going to make a whole video series. I'll probably play through this actual Perfect Drop Mod. I just wanted to show you all this stuff first. So you know what we're talking about in case you want to start playing yourself. So first thing you want to do is you want to go to Battle.net. You want to install, get the install files for Diablo 2 and Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction. Install them, put in your keys, all that good stuff. Now to install a second copy, what you want to do is, so let's say you're an average user, you don't have any other mods or anything. You probably have just one copy of Diablo 2, right? So what you want to do, if you run your installer, it'll say, obviously, you've already got Diablo 2 installed, right? So what I do is, if you just click on your shortcut to that Diablo 2, it'll tell you right where it's installed. Then if you hit open file location, it'll take you to that folder. And then you want to step back one to program files. That's where my Diablo 2 is actually installed. And then what I simply do is I just rename this folder, maybe if I can get my mouse to actually do stuff here, and what I do is I actually just put an X in front of it. And if you have multiple copies, if you have multiple Diablo 2 folders on your computer already, one, you probably already know how to do this, and two, you have to do that with each Diablo 2 folder you have. Then when you click on the installer, you can install it anywhere you want. I recommend not installing it everything in your programs file. I would recommend choosing different file paths, but you can as long as you rename them to different things. And then when you're done, make sure you can take this back to Diablo 2. Now the reason I said don't put them in the same folder is because if you try to put two things in here that say they're Diablo 2, it's going to say you already have that file. But anyway, after you're done installing, make sure that you've renamed your current Diablo 2 folder, and then you should have a new fresh installed copy. You can see that I've installed this one to my E drive, and I actually named this folder Diablo 2 PDM 107 when I installed it. So that way I know whenever I see this folder that it's Diablo 2 Perfect Drop Mod 107. And what you want to do is put a shortcut of that on your desktop, which if you don't know how to do that, you simply just go here to your Diablo 2 exe, right click. You can either hit create shortcut, which makes one here, or you can go to send to desktop create shortcut. Whichever you want to do, wherever you like to keep your shortcuts, just make sure you make a shortcut of this. And I'm going to go ahead and delete this one because I already have a shortcut, because we're going to be messing around with this shortcut here in a minute. You have to have a shortcut of this somewhere on your computer. So then what you want to do is you want to go to the mod DB, and I'll put the link to this in the description so you can get the mod if you want it. This has been downloaded like 75,000 times, so obviously a lot of people have played this mod. But you come here, you get Perfect Drop Mod 107B for 114B Diablo, and you simply hit download now, and it will download it for you, and you'll get this nice little zip file here. You simply extract it with either WinRAR, or I use 7-zip. As you can see, I also have WinRAR, but I really like 7-zip. But either way, just hit extract, extract files, whatever, to get the nice little folder of Perfect Drop Mod. And this is what it contains. Now, a couple quick things that you may want to note. There's a little HTML file here. This actually takes you to a whole list of cube recipes, but they also have some cube recipes in folders here with pictures, right? And you can see there's some crazy stuff you can do. Like, you can actually make an ethereal item, and it shows you how to do that. So you take this Arcane's Valor and a Moonstone, which is a new currency they added, or I keep saying currency because I play Path of Exile all the time. But it's a new thing that they've added into the game, and you use an antidote potion, and if you see, that will actually make this ethereal Arcane's Valor. So tons of crazy stuff. So make sure you look through some of the cube recipes and stuff. There's readmes. There's actually a little thing on how to install this if you want an extra look to make sure you're doing everything right. But basically what you want to do is you want to go to your shortcut that you have, and you want to get into your file that you currently installed your new version of Diablo 2 in. So here's mine. It's in the Diablo 2 PDM 107 file. That's where I installed it. And you want to just select all this and drag it over into this, which you can see I've already previously done. I've got all the data, how to install. You don't need all these files. I think you just need like the data and the text. Actually, I think on this one, the last one, there was like a couple files you need. I think for this one, you actually just need the data, but I just threw them all in just because I don't mind putting a few extra files in, because this, like I said, this installation I'm keeping just for playing this mod. So I don't mind having some extra clutter in there at all. If you don't have a nice big monitor like I have, you can just right click, hit copy, and then come over here and hit paste. Or like I said, you can just grab all these files and drag them right over, whichever you prefer. Then after you put the files in, you want to come back to your icon here, and you want to click properties again, or if you've left this open, I'm just going through all this to kind of get it in your head what you need to do. Here's your target location, right? This is where it's installed. Now you see I have some extra stuff at the end if you're doing this with me that you probably don't have. So I have the -W. This is space. Right after the exe, you hit space, -W, and that puts the game in window mode. You probably already know this. I'm pretty sure everybody still plays Diablo 2 these days in window mode, so you probably already know that one. But the next two is what actually makes Perfect Drop Mod work on this version of Diablo. So you put the dash direct space dash txt at the end of this, hit apply. What I also recommend doing, now sometimes copies of Diablo will work without this, but I still do it anyway. I go run in compatibility mode for XP Service Pack 3, and I make sure that it's run program as administrator. That means that every time I open this, it's going to run as an administrator. And then hit apply, hit OK, and you should be ready when you open up to play Perfect Drop Mod. And it should come open here, and bam, here's Perfect Drop Mod version 1.14b. Now, one thing I want to note that I noticed with this mod is it actually saves the single player characters in the same folder as your regular Diablo 2 folders. So you can see here, if I go to single player, this is a character that I made in original Diablo 2, my ones that I actually play on Battle.net, and here's a character I made in Perfect Drop Mod. So you can see that I actually named the character PDM Bubbas. That way I know that this character is in Perfect Drop Mod and not on regular Diablo. Because this character will not open in regular Diablo. It'll say that the stash is different, right? Because you just can't open it. It's not going to be the same as the Perfect Drop Mod. Because Perfect Drop Mod, it doesn't have Pluggy, but it does have some other stash modifications added with it. The same thing is if you can, like if I would go to open this character now, I could actually open this character in Perfect Drop Mod. But then I wouldn't be able to go back and open it in my original version of Diablo 2. So make sure you find your save files. They should be in like your documents, like it should be like C drive, user, documents, Diablo 2 should be where your save files are for your current Diablo 2. Most people don't play single player from the original version. Most people play like D2SE, or they play like /Diablo or something like that. But if you do have single player characters, I would save the character files and back them up so you don't accidentally mess your characters up. Because like I said, if you open a normal character in Perfect Drop Mod, it will change the stash and everything, and you probably won't be able to recover that character. At least I wouldn't want to try to recover the character. Maybe it's super easy to do, I don't know. But yeah, just make sure you be careful. Only play your characters that you have in Perfect Drop Mod. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Really easy to install. There's no like version changers or special instructions like with D2SE and stuff. And Medium XL, they're a little bit different to install. But yeah, so that's installation, super easy. Just go to Battle.net, download the installers, install a fresh copy, then get the Perfect Drop Mod, pull the files into the Diablo 2 folder, and you're done. So next I'll show you a little bit with my older version. This is the 1.06 version, and I like playing this because it came with Pluggy, which is why I played the older version and not play the newer version. You can see this is Perfect Drop Mod version 1.06b with Pluggy 10.0. Let me go ahead and switch scenes here. Alright, so when we go to this, you can see that this one actually saves your characters in a different folder, which I really like that. It actually saves into the folder this is installed itself. But, you know, that's a small thing to me. When I play single player, I usually play in D2SE because I like using Pluggy and all that stuff. So yeah, for me it's not a big deal. For you it may be. If so, you have to find a way to work around that. But yeah, I've messed around in this older version a little bit, and I'll kind of show you guys what it's all about. It's mostly the same as far as gameplay goes. You do get a little extra experience and stuff. You'll see here's some of the crazy new items they have, like fragments. You turn the fragments into moonstones, you have dragon scales, you have horseshoes, all this crazy stuff. You start with this little charm that gives you plus the teleport. I'm pretty sure the new version has that as well. We'll see when I actually start playing, but you can see I'm just like decked out with like stuff: Tarnhelm, Gall Dagger, Grey Form. I've got tons of Magic Find stuff on, just because I don't even know if Magic Find really helps you here. I'm sure it probably still does, but the Magic Find's already insane anyway. So that's basically what Perfect Drop Mod does, is it makes it to where a bunch of stuff drops more frequently, and I'll show you that in a second. But also you can see, check out these Nagel rings, these Nagel rings that I have. You can see they're both perfect, right? 30% chance of getting Magic Find, right? All this gear that drops is completely perfect, right? Everything. So you can see here I have just tons of stuff. Here's my IK helm I got. You can see 40% Magic Find. Easy. I actually got a barb torch. Apparently torches can drop anywhere in this version. I don't know if the new version has that or not. But apparently in the new version as well, these stack. So if you get a bunch of like sorceress torches, you can just fill your inventory with sorceress torches. And also Geeds too. People say you usually use like 3 or 4 Geeds and you basically have infinite money and stuff. Which I actually have a Geeds right here that I got as well, a Geeds Fortune. And you can see I've got rainbow faucets already, more Nagel rings, Doorstar, Ravenfrost. These ravens are perfect. Everything that drops perfect. We got Stones of Jordan. So yeah, that's basically what the mod is. And like you can see, I'll show you what the Heraldric Cube, this is kind of the same as Median XL. If you've ever played Median XL, this is kind of what the Heraldric Cube looks like in Median XL. Pretty nice. So yeah, this game I would recommend. I wouldn't recommend for a new person to Diablo to play this mod, because it'll probably spoil you. This game is basically just like, hey, let's craft some insane gear, because like you can see there's tons of Heraldric Cube recipes. So you can actually add sockets. Like you can add 6 sockets to a chess piece, right? So you can literally try to get items that are perfect, ethereal, put 6 sockets in them, you know, put a Zod rune in so it's indestructible, and then a bunch of other stuff. Like, basically that's what this game is about, is just trying to make like a stupid, insane character, right? It's not about trying to find gear. If you're playing this just to find gear, you're probably going to get burnt out on it really quick, because, well, I'll just show you. You can find gear like crazy. So let's just go kill this guy. This is normal mode. Obviously, I'm only level 27. But we'll just fry this stuff down, and bam. Look at this. We got all kinds of stuff just from killing one little pack of guys. Let's go down here and kill Shank. So you can see, oh look at that stuff just dropping like crazy. Runes. Here's some of the obsidian. That's a special thing in game. Just insane stuff dropping. So look at this. Just craziness. Just absolute craziness. Oh, I can't carry anymore. What? I'm picking all this crap up. But yeah, you can see like just insane stuff dropping from here. So yeah, the game's absolutely crazy. I wish, where the heck's the chest? Oh, here's a chest. These chests usually drop, yeah. Chests are where you get most of your runes from. Runes drop crazy from chests. High level runes will drop from chests. So yeah, you can just see like the craziness. This is normal mode. Yeah, like just insane amounts of loot dropping. this is a game that you're probably not going to play for months at a time. You're probably going to get a character to hell, maybe get it to like level 80 or so, make some insane gear, and then you're probably going to be done with it for a while. Because that's what happens in Diablo when you pretty much have everything given to you. But like I said, the main part of this isn't just getting all this loot. The main part is doing all the different crafting recipes and just making really insane gear. Another thing that this has is if you're playing it and you go to do normal cows, you will not be able to kill normal cows. And the reason is they have what they call uber cows, which is normal cows, but they're super difficult. So basically, once you've made all this insane gear, you go and you try to kill all the uber cows, and that's kind of like the super end game, I guess, of how you know that you've built like a super powerful character is when you can take on those uber cows. I haven't got to that point yet, but you can see here, you know, junk right now because I am just in Act 5 normal, so, but still you can see all the stuff I've got. There's a manor here I got, Dust Keep, plus all the other junk that was just laying on the ground everywhere. So I don't know, I'm having a little bit of fun with it. I'm going to try to play it to end game, just to try to craft some crazy stuff. And that's what's coming next. I wanted to make this video first just to show people what it was and kind of make sure they knew how to install it and everything. And yeah, the next video I'm actually going to be playing the new version of this, and we'll go through and see if we can get through the game a little bit. So yeah, I will catch you guys later.